We got news and notes from around the NFL. A couple of other tidbits here, John.
Yeah, tidbits. We'll start with the Raiders.
Silver and black, here to be known as the Silver and Bleak. They play tonight. The Raiders just don't have enough players. I had an NFL scout tell me today the Raiders roster now is worse than the Raiders roster that Pete Carroll inherited, that they made so many changes. They've signed so many older players who can't play any longer. Geno Smith has regressed. Offensive line is an absolute mess by virtue of the injury to Colton Miller. Ashton Jeanty has had a lost season at running back. They traded away Jacoby Myers. They've got obviously a great tight end. They have no back seven on defense. The Raiders are just a disaster. And here's another story, line that kind of connects to that. Chip Kelly, get this. He's being paid $6 million a year. Highest paid coordinator in the NFL.
For what?
For this. His offense, in every offensive category, and I get the packet every week from the league, his offense is ranked anywhere from 27th to 30th in every category. That's scoring, that's passing yardage, that's red zone, that's total offense. $6 million a year. And do you know, get this, the teams that he has coached and been coordinator for in the last group of years, combined record 4-20 with his X's and O's.
Yeah.
Just
he keeps getting sweet gigs.
Past tense. Just awful story. Silver and black is now the Silver and Bleak. Pittsburgh, we're awaiting medical report. They fear that Aaron Rodgers has a fractured left wrist. He was scrambling late in the second quarter, got hit, was going down, put his left hand out to break it, snapped his wrist. Might be a fracture. So that might open the door for the draft pick Will Howard of Ohio State, or maybe they go back to Mason Rudolph, who managed the game well through a touchdown Pittsburgh's win over Cincinnati yesterday. Green Bay, they did not get out alive, and the injuries are starting to pile up. Packers really struggled. Jordan Love left the game with a shoulder injury, left shoulder luckily, came back. Josh Jacobs taken out of the game, knee injury, might be a sprained ligament. They do not believe there's a ligament tear. Of course, they don't have their tight end. Tucker Crafter got hurt the week prior, gone for the year. They got 3 other wide receivers hurt. Suddenly, Green Bay's got layers of injuries here that are really hurting the team. Cleveland, amazing. Dylan Gabriel gets nailed, comes out of the game with a concussion. They look down the bench, and who's left on the bench? Shedeur Sanders. So Shedeur's always wanted this chance. The whole world's wanted Shedeur to have this chance. Dad Dion's wanted the kid to have the chance. Kid goes 4 for 16. Interception, fumble, 2 sacks. Overwhelmed. Might have to be the starting quarterback next week if Gabriel cannot get out of concussion protocol. So it's his chance. He's practiced. I think there's a reason he has not played and been listed where he is on the depth chart, because those coaches are with him every minute of every day, and he's not ready. You know, he ran a junk offense at Colorado. This ain't Jackson State, pal. Now he may be your quarterback. I feel bad for Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett had 4 more sacks yesterday, and they lost. They lost badly, and they got pasted. So, I mean, the whole Cleveland situation is just an absolute fiasco. But Shedeur Sanders might be their guy. Couple other notes just broke. Michael Penix, bright young quarterback, Atlanta Falcons, torn knee ligament.
No way.
He went down yesterday, first half. Kirk Cousins has to be the starter the rest of the season. That's a terrible story. It's the 3rd time he's had an ACL tear in his career. He had multiples at Indiana and at Washington, and now this one with the Atlanta Falcons. Tough blow there. So those are storylines around the NFL. If you want to talk about the Silver and Bleak, feel free.
You know, I was thinking about, I said earlier how the Broncos are maybe an end of an era for the Chiefs in the AFC West. And all those teams have bounced around, but not the Raiders. The Raiders have been at the bottom of the AFC West forever. And you think, God, at some point they're going to cycle back up, and they never do. And we had so much optimism this year. What the hell happened?
Oh, Geno Smith regressed, lost the left tackle, Colton Miller. They've never had really enough wide receivers. Brock Bowers got hurt. He's got a knee injury, although he's come back and caught a pile of passes. Offensive line's just been a disaster. So on the offensive side of the football, that's a problem. Defensively, remember the name Christian Wilkins?
Oh, yeah.
Big defensive tackle they give a lot of money to.
Mhm.
He got hurt, malingerer. They released him. Nobody's touched him. Max Crosby's had knee injuries 2 years in a row, though he's playing hard and playing well. And we got to the offseason in free agency, and they lost all their marquee young guys that they were developing on the back seven, linebackers, corners, and safeties, all went other places. I mean, I was really stunned how many guys left. I thought Pete Carroll would have been able to keep some of these guys. And instead, Pete had to go out in the marketplace. Once the free agent window opened and these guys started jumping ship, they started to sign older veterans who had played for Pete other places. These guys just, they can't play. So the Raiders, they're 2-7 right now, and they play Dak Prescott and the Cowboys on Monday Night Football. And like I said, I had an NFL scout tell me this morning, their roster now is worse now than the roster they inherited when Tom Brady came in and they hired Pete Carroll.
Well, especially if all their young talent has been getting injured.
Yep.
I mean, it may be Ashton Genty's the next injury waiting to happen. But, they have the right leadership, right? I mean, they got the new GM from Tampa. Tom Brady is, in a lot of these meetings. Pete Carroll's, a very competent, intelligent guy that can help lead. It's not Mark Davis calling the shots as much, right? Isn't he kind of relinquished?
But you can't fix what's been wrong. I mean, they didn't get bad in 15 minutes. So 1 year of Tom Brady with Pete Carroll is not going to flip it. But then they got there and they lost so many players. God, it looks like a freaking expansion team.
One step back, 2 step forward, maybe? We're in the back step right now,
I think 1 step forward, 2 steps back, the way the thing is
well, now
constructed.
how it's turning out.
Yeah, not good.
And then what do you think, Mason Rudolph era in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I would think so, because I don't think Will Howard's ready. But Mason Rudolph's been there for a chunk of time. But he played at Oklahoma State. He was very trustworthy.
Yeah.
Does he win a lot of games for you? No, but he doesn't screw a lot of games up. So
wasn't he the guy that Myles Garrett body slammed that one time in a game?
He ripped his helmet off.
That's the one. Yeah. That's
So but Pittsburgh's going to try to live off their defense and their pedestrian offense, and I don't think they go very far in the playoffs. We'll find out what the medical report is, but there was a fear that Aaron Rodgers might have a bit of a chip fracture. But again, you can. It's his left hand. Maybe he can play with some sort of cast.
As you get older, your bones get a little more brittle.
Why you're looking at me that way, as if I don't know that.
And Shedeur, give him a week. Give him time to prepare. He was probably just overwhelmed emotionally by all that. There's been so much expectation around him, and he's all of a sudden unexpectedly put in the game. Let's give him another week before we write him off.
This ain't Jackson State, pal.
Oh, hey, no way.
Okay. News and notes around the NFL. We get to halftime. You got